Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trader's Voyage. Kind of an exciting week in the markets. We've had a pullback week in SPY, and we're going to take a look at what I think SPY is doing. If we look at the big picture, and we'll scroll this out, as you can see, we have been in what some people are calling a bull market now, which yeah, we've been trending bullishly for a few weeks now. We are definitely back into some very good territory. How long it's going to last, we're not sure. Everybody's a little bit nervous right now, I think. But as I said before, this blue box that we have here is where I expect everything to kind of stay. So what I'm kind of expecting is that we are on the 15 EMA. I'm expecting us to bounce kind of like this and build some sort of a range over the next few weeks. Now, this could go any way. This could go like this. We could also just keep going down back into this area down here. Um, or we could just keep screaming back up into this area here. Those are our three possibilities roughly about what's gonna what we could be looking at. Now, no prediction, it's just a prediction. But this blue box area is everything. If we stay in this blue box area, we are still bullish. Um, and that's how I view the market. So if we trend sideways in this any which way, the market's good. Now let's get into our trades for the week. Um, let's start with PDD. Now, PDD, we lost some money. This week has been a hard week for me. I was trying to rope myself back in from quick losses in the first week trading, going live, and now the second week didn't turn out very well either. And I was really trying to rope it in for this third week of trading with a micro account to try and build it. So I tried to tighten up too much, I believe, on my risk management, and I was moving too preemptively, I believe. However, this trade, I'm I'm happy with it, even though it's a loss. I stayed in the trade. We were up at one point, not almost 9%, but we did start to come back down. I was believing that it was going to bounce um, just below our buy-in price off the 15 EMA. However, it did not, and it came through the 15 EMA, so I exited. So there's nothing wrong with that trade. I just had to take a loss. My strategy is with the 8 and the 15 EMA. However, I didn't totally practice that this week, which we're going to get into. So as you can see, we're now much further below my exit, so it was a good exit. However, it might be bouncing off the 50 EMA, simple moving average, and we'll see how that goes for the remainder. Our next trade that we were in is Plug. We got into Plug, and let me just remove that. So, Plug, this was a trade that I believed was bouncing at the very end of the day, and I got into it preemptively. What I should have done with this trade is the very next day, if it was breaking through the 8, is I probably should have got out then with a very small loss instead of a 5.5% loss, waiting for it to close below the 15 EMA. Just because I took it preemptively believing that it was going to take off from this point, which you can't do. You have to wait. I should have waited for the next day to see if it was going to be a decent green day. I did not. It was a very poor trade on my part. So next we have GIST. We were in GIST. I got in and we were very much in profit. I probably should have just taken the profit, but I'm trying to learn to stay in the trades much longer. So as you can see, at one point we were up 16, almost 17% profit, and we exited the trade with a 15.5% loss. So, I mean, this stuff happens, it moves quick. This one, I tried to stay in as long as I could. I even tried to wait for the 15 EMA. It came crashing through super fast that day, so I just exited. Pretty big loss to be taking and risk waiting that for the close of that day. Just moving very fast on the way down, and as you can see, it's still continuing its ride down. So we'll see how that one measures up over the week, but very volatile. Seems like it is going to have a much bigger pullback than was expected. So that's a big loss, but I'm happy with the trade. I followed it properly. I'm just out a bit of money. So our next trade is CYRX. This one is probably one of the ones I did maybe get out a little preemptively, which ended up turning into my favor. However, I was just feeling really nervous, and I maybe should have waited to see the bounce the next day if it was going to happen. But as it is, I'm out of this trade with 0.5% profit. I mean, I'm really not taking on big losses and small wins right now, which is not what we want to be doing. So anyway, we'll go on to the next one, which I believe is ACRS. So this one here I got out probably preemptively. This one was bouncing off, but I had just experienced a 15% loss. I'm not happy with this trade. I should have stayed in this one. I would still be in a loss. However, it looks like it has a lot of confidence still relative to the market. This one has tons of potential. As you can see, this is working up to recover its gap down here, which stocks often will do. This has a very long stride up. So from our buy-in price, this still has, 15% to 23% to come up probably fairly quickly over the next week. I will be looking possibly to get back into this one when it shows strength again, which it already is. So yeah, that one I'm not happy I got shaken out of that one. That's a little bit of FOMO, fear. All right, next one. Next. Also, same as ACRS is next. I was experiencing a heavy loss day. I did not stick to my guns with my trading, and as you can see, the very next day after experiencing this loss, it came back up to pretty much where I got out, which is showing relative strength against the market. So this one will probably continue also to the upside this week, and I'm not in it. Let's go on to our next trades that we have on from last week. So we are currently up 5.5% on this trade. We were up 10%. However, I believe this is just coming back for a pullback to the 8 EMA. We should be experiencing, it's already showing bounce from this area right here, so I don't expect it to come down too much further. So this one I believe we should always stay in profit on this one. But everything everything goes how it goes, and you just have to go with it. But if it comes back all the way down to the 15 EMA, we're only looking at a risk of like 2%. So, and if we come back to these that day, we're only looking at a 4% risk, if that. I do believe this one will stay in profit. Next up is Zura. Zura, we got kicked out of. It was a very volatile, very fast moving stock. I got into it obviously on the 20th. I was in profit for the close of the day, up quite a lot. Probably should have just taken that 16-17% profit on the close of that day, but greed kind of sets in. Then we pulled back hard the next day. So I got scared. I wanted to leave without losing any money. So I took a 2% profit on that. Very next day, it came up a little bit, showed some promise. And then on Friday morning, it gapped up and was starting to go up relatively strong to SPY first thing in the morning with good volume. So I decided I thought it was just going to take off again, which was wrong. So this one we're going to hold on to. We are in a deep loss on this one so far in the trade. We are down about 10%, but I'm going to hold on true at least till the 8 EMA for this stock and see what kind of bounce we get, hopefully. And then we got into Vera on Friday, and it is in profit. This one I should have gotten into last week back here. I'm finally in it, and we'll see how it goes. And from here, we're going to go into our portfolio, and you can see here that this is the Trader's Voyage Micro Challenge with our Interactive Brokers account. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of a drawdown from where we started off. If you want to continue seeing how this account builds and my trades, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.